When I first started making my game, I built this rooftop stage, but then I started making the second stage, Hell. And stupidly, I decided to get a lot better at making games. And now Hell is like 100 times better than the rooftop stage, so my only choice is to delete it and start over from scratch. So let's get into it. I'll show you why this was definitely, I hope at least, the right decision. When putting together any artistic work, it's really important to get a solid idea of what you want to make. Otherwise, it'll be a big mess.
How's the rework going?
You're disgusting.
But you created me, Daddy.
To get all my ideas down, I personally use a mirror board, but don't worry, this isn't a sponsored segment. The first thing I did was just throw a bunch of images that are relevant to what I want to create onto the board. So that includes some rooftop pics, a couple pics from the old version of the stage, and some video game screenshots. Now that I have a rough idea, I'm gonna need to start using my imagination. Wait, where is everything? It's empty in here. Hello? Hello?
Daddy, I'm here.
So anyway, I'm going to start putting together a list of assets that I think I'll want to model for the rooftop stage. That pretty much covers everything I want to make. If I think of anything else, I'll just pop it on here as I go, I think. Now I'm going to hop into Blender. I found that for me, it's best to very quickly block out the objects and then pop them into Unreal so I can start to get an idea of the size and shape of things. I think maybe I got that a bit wrong. That does look a little bit too big. I need to start the modeling process proper now and take each object through to their final detailed and textured version. I'll skip over the details because it's kind of boring. I've modeled all the assets now, so I'm going to create a little level to work as a guide for me in the future. I don't need it to play well because I just want it to be a guide for the art of the stage. I'm making sure to glance back at my reference images every now and again just to make sure that I'm not losing track as I put together this level. The art for the stage is starting to come together pretty well, I think. Futury in here. I may have got a tiny little bit distracted from my mission to remake the rooftop stage here, but past Ian did make some cool stuff at least while he was distracted. I had this cool idea that could be pretty fun. What if there was a semi-secret feature that let you just throw flips whenever you want? So, what do I need to do to get this in the game? First, I'll need to make some animations. I'm going to pull up some POV videos of people doing flips for some reference. Wait, where am I? What was I doing? Oh yeah, game development. Gotta do some animation in Blender now. I just went ahead and programmed it while I was at it, and now if you hit Q or E, you will do a cool flip. Nice. Another thing I want to have is some little secrets for people to find. I don't think I'll go too crazy on them because it's not really what the game's about, but it would be nice to have something for curious players to find. Big frog. Now I really think I should get back to what I was meant to be doing. Before I start building the levels, I want to make some hazards and interactables to bring out the unique stage flavor. My first idea is spikes. Every game needs this good old spiky spikes to spike the player when they jump at the wrong location. But what's the spikes of the real world? Porcupine wool. Wait, no, that's dumb. Maybe barbed wire makes more sense? Now the game's a real platformer just like Mario, but I need more stuff. How about a vent that blasts you up in the air? That could be cool, I think. Let's try it. Oh yeah, that is kind of fun. And actually, there's quite a bit we can do with it. Like a fun ramp thingy. Oh, and these jumps left and right, kind of cool if you ask me. What else could we do? I know. We could go to the Kick Bastard Steam page and hit that wishlist button, because if we don't hit 10k wishlists, then Steam won't show anyone our game when we launch. And I'll be sad. The final idea I have for now is to add a token that gives you an additional kick off the wall, so you can do it once more before you hit the ground. So I just skipped the whole making them bit because, well, it wasn't very interesting. Here they are in action. They work just like those dash resetting things in Celeste. You just need to jump up to them and they'll let you do one more wall kick before you hit the ground. Now we have all the bits ready, we can start thinking about making some actual levels for this bad boy of a stage. This is the process I'm thinking of going through to make sure I make some actually good levels. First up, I'm going to start sketching out some ideas. These probably won't be like a whole level, but maybe just a starting point. Then I'm going to prototype them, and I'm going to try and prototype as many as I can because the next stage will be cutting all of the wonky, less good levels. Once that's done, I'll take the prototype levels and do a proper level block out for each of the good ones. Then I'll put all the art assets into the levels and stuff, and then I'll have a bunch of cool finished levels for the game. I sketched out a bunch of ideas off camera, and I thought it would be fun to run you through the process of prototyping one. The first thing I do whenever I'm sketching a level is just note down what the key things I want to have in the level are. For example, this is the last level in the stage, I think, so I want to test the player on all their different skills and things they've learned. So I've just written down everything. Then I'm going to start putting together like a loose plan. I've kind of got this rough idea in my head. So I start sketching out a building and like how the player flows through that area. And from that sketch, it kind of gives me some more ideas and like, oh, how this bit could go over here and this other bit could go over here. And then you kind of see, oh, there's a potential for like a secondary route over here. I don't tend to get too detailed with the sketch or worry too much about it because this is just meant to be a rough idea to get me going with the prototyping, really. The way I see prototyping is that it's a way to quickly test an idea. I don't need to worry too much about whether the distances are perfect or how doable each thing is. I want it to be kind of completable by me, but I'm not too worried if it's a bit difficult or the jump doesn't line up perfectly. My philosophy is here just to see, is this level a fun level even? Is it worth progressing with? Is it worth making a full level out of? As you can see, I quickly start off with the sketch plan and start translating that with just some boxes, to be honest. I find that if I just roughly scale them into position, I can fix out all the kind of exact adjustments later, but for this I just want to see kind of what the space might feel like and how would it feel to move through it. So I've skipped forward a wee bit now, and you can see that the main part of the levels all kind of come together a bit. I've made quite a few tweaks from the sketch because the sketch was just an idea. Some of the things didn't quite pan out exactly right, and I had to mix it up a bit, or I was like, that's a bit too easy for the final level. So I added a bit more complexity, or I was like, I kind of want to have some more variety for players on this level. So I added like some additional route opportunities that weren't there in the sketch. And so this is kind of me playing through the final run. You can see you can jump over this fence and then do these kind of kicks and slide under this funny guy who I just prototyped and made the other day. He's only going to be in this one level and he is kind of dumb, but it's a good time, you know. Then you just finish off the level by doing these kicks and a little swing, and then you kick the crystal and the level's won and you're good at the game if you've done that, I guess. I think I'll wrap things up there. Now, remember to subscribe to the channel or I'll be cursed by a witch to turn into a wolf man whenever there's a full moon.